Hi, my name is John. This week I'm going to be boring out another pulley because I got this, my R8 spindle for my tag. I also got a bunch of tools and I'll be showing those to you. Welcome to another episode. So this R8 spindle that I got, as you can see here, has a different pulley than what I had before. And what that means is that I needed to order a larger pulley for the motor, which I've done. And this week what I'm going to be doing is boring out the hole like I did last time so that it's a tight fit for the shaft on the motor. I also have some new tools that I acquired. I'm learning more about machining. It's pretty fun. I've been watching a lot of the other YouTube videos out there and learning from them. So let's head to my bench and I'll show you what's up. Since my previous video, I've gotten a few more tools. So the first one is from Edge Technologies, and it's a dial indicator holder that goes into a 3/8 inch shank, I believe it is. So it fits into my tag very nicely. And along with that, I got a couple new dial indicators, or test indicators. Forget which they are. These are both 1/10 indicators. They're both federal indicators. This one has a nice big dial, but it has pretty small movement. I'm going to try to move it, and you can see it's basically one turn. This other one, though, is really cool because it's multi-turn. So if I turn this slowly, you can see that it actually is 8 times around. Each time around is 4/1000ths of an inch. So if I've done the math correctly, that's 24 thousandths of an inch from end to end. And if I turn this way, you can see how much this moves. That looks like it's about 24 thousandths of an inch. So this is great to put in the holder from Edge Technologies to be able to find the center of the pulley so I can bore it out again. I just put it in here, tighten the screw, and now it's held in place. So I'm really excited about that. Another thing that I got a little while ago is this Starett Micrometer. This is the very first, and actually the only micrometer that I have. I had never used micrometers before. I was at a local swap meet and this guy had this particular one and I was saying, "What's this?" Well, it turns out this is a 0 to 1 micrometer, or if you remove this, it becomes a 1 to 2 micrometer, which I thought was really cool. Now, so far I've only used it for 0 to 1 because most of the material that I'm working with or the parts I'm working with are small enough that they can fit in the 0 to 1. Anyway, I'm going to be using both of these today to bore out the pulley and see how it goes. I almost forgot, there's one last tool, which is a set of Starett telescoping gauges so I can measure the diameter of the bore as I'm trying to get it just right. So I can use these along with my new micrometers and hopefully get it dialed in really accurately. I just got this Edge Technologies dial indicator holder. They sent this to me at my request to review, and I asked for this because I didn't have any way to hold a dial indicator into my spindle. The first thing I want to do is get it so it's close to the center. So I'm putting the tip so that I can see it, and you can see just by swiveling it around that I'm quite far off in the Y. So I'll get this so it looks closer to center. Now I'll put it down in the bore, and I'm going to try to get it above the set screws. There are some set screws here. But I want to get it to about half deflection. So about right there. This is a multi-turn indicator, and it's a 10th multi-turn indicator. So I have the inner dial at 5, which is halfway there. So now I'll turn this and I'll do Y first. You can see Y is off by quite a bit. So when I rotate this way, it says it's close to I've done quite a bit of work on this now, and you can see that the needle does move around a little bit, but it's staying fairly close to the same position. Given the variation in the bore, I think that's pretty good. I'm going to call this 00 and start boring out the bore. Since the last time I did this, I got some more tools, so I'm going to see how this goes. This is the first time I've ever used one of these tools. Okay. Okay, so we're at 585. Target is 589, so I'm going to go and do the finishing pass with the cutter compensation and see how that works. It looks like I've got past where I need to be, so by a few thousand, so that should be a fairly good fit. I'm not quite sure how I did that. I'll have to go check the settings, but at least it should be fine. I put it back in because it turns out I hadn't measured the shaft all the way around, and it was thicker in some places than others. So I'm going to take another cut off it and see if that's better. Okay, let's see how it fits. That's a pretty good fit. If you remember last time I broke the tip off of one of these wrenches, and the reason I broke the tip off is because it was quite small. Fortunately this time the set screws are a lot larger, so that means I'm not going to break them off when I put them in. Oops, that's a little too tight. It seems to bottom out on here. And I can see why. So there are some washers in here. And with the last one, I'd forgotten about this. What I did is I milled a lip around it. And the reason I milled a lip around it is so that this lip would ride on the washers. And I forgot to do that on this one, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And now when I put this on, it should fit very nicely. So I'll put the screw back in, give it a test try. Yep, that works pretty well. So now I'll just go ahead and tighten these screws. Let's see how that is. Seems to be a little bit off center. I was very confused as to what was going on with this and why it was running off center. So I measured this with a set of calipers and discovered that the hole in the center, as you can probably see, is not centered. It's actually off by about 20 thousandths of an inch. Well, actually, it's off in one direction by about 10 thousandths. So that means the difference between the two sides is about 20 thousandths of an inch. That's really large. That's obviously a lot more than if I didn't have it centered correctly when I was using the test indicator. So what that tells me is that I probably forgot to zero one of the axes when I put this back in and then tried to center it again in the bore. Now there are two things I can do at this point. One is I can scrap this and get another pulley, which I've thought about doing. But the other thing I will show you on the computer what I'm thinking about doing. Here's the idea. Cut a hole out from here that is slightly rectangular with rounded corners. The reason I want it slightly rectangular is so that the insert I put in here won't be able to rotate. What I'll do after I make a piece to go in here is I'll make it so it's a very tight fit, and then I'll use some Loctite to make sure it never comes out. Once that's done, I'll drill a hole through here and then bore it out again, basically like so, with a lip on it again. And once that's done, I should have something that is pretty much the same as what I had before. Okay, the moment of truth. I can't believe it worked. Here's the result. You can see the insert is sticking out nicely, a small amount on each side, and then here's the hat, which is the part where I clamped it into the vise. So I'm going to create a toolpath to eliminate the hat and basically mill down through this surface. And then on this side I'm going to mill it flat with this surface as well. And then I'll cut a hole through and see if I've fixed the issue and see if this is a save. I'm afraid I'm going to leave you hanging. Sorry for the cliffhanger. This episode was getting a little bit long, taking a long time to film. It's been about two and a half weeks since I started on it, but I've learned a lot as part of this. One of the things that is important and that I think is useful is to show people the mistakes I've made, because it's not really about making mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. What it's really about is how you handle the mistakes. I'm going to be showing you how I recover, well actually did, show you how I attempted to recover from the mistake. I haven't finished it. I'm still with the pulley that needs to be finished up with another pass of machining. I'm going to be doing that this coming weekend, but I at least wanted to get this video out. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, and if you like this, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down, but please, in the comments below, say why you didn't like it, because I like to try to improve my videos. As always, love comments. I try to respond to the comments when I can, and I will see you next time, which hopefully will be sooner, because I really want to finish this pulley up this weekend.